Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're jetting off to a place that's, well, let's just say it's not your average Tuesday. We're talking about Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan. Baku is like a delicious layer cake of history, modern vibes, and culture that will knock your socks off. Seriously, you're gonna need new socks after this. We're talking ancient walled cities, futuristic buildings, and carpets. Oh my gosh, the carpets. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to dive headfirst into the top 10 places you absolutely cannot miss in Baku. Get ready for an adventure. Alright, first up, we're starting with a bang, or should I say a blaze. Get ready for the flame towers, y'all. These architectural marvels are the pride of Baku. These three beauties are like the Beyoncé, Michelle, and Kelly of Baku's skyline. They dominate everything. Standing tall and proud, they are visible from almost every corner of the city. And at night? Oh honey, at night, they light up like nobody's business with LEDs. It's a sight you simply cannot miss. We're talking a full-on light show, with flickering flames, rippling water, the Azerbaijani flag, you name it. The display is a mesmerizing blend of technology and tradition. It's like the world's largest disco ball, but way classier. The colors and patterns are ever-changing, keeping you captivated. Remember the crazy car chase scene in the James Bond movie Skyfall? That adrenaline-pumping sequence? Yep, that was our girls, the Flame Towers, stealing the show. They added an extra layer of excitement to the film. They represent the element of fire, which is kind of a big deal in Azerbaijan. Fire has a deep cultural and historical significance here. The tallest tower? It's a whopping 190 meters high. That's taller than most buildings in the city. You can actually go up to the observation deck and get a bird's-eye view of the whole city. It's an experience you won't forget. Trust me, the view from up there is absolutely breathtaking. The cityscape stretches out before you, offering a panorama that's simply stunning. Next up, we're stepping back in time, like way back to the old city of Baku, also known as Şehir. We're talking centuries-old walls, cobblestone streets that have seen it all, and buildings that whisper stories of ancient empires. This place is so special, it's actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Inside the walls, you'll find a maze of narrow alleys, hidden courtyards, and stunning examples of medieval architecture. You can't miss the Palace of the Shahs, a stunning 15th century palace that's like a crash course in Azerbaijani history. And then there's the Maiden Tower. But we'll get to that mysterious beauty a little later. Şehir is a treasure trove of handmade carpets, ceramics, spices, and souvenirs. Just be prepared to haggle. Okay, so we've seen ancient history. Now get ready for a blast of modern cool. Baku is a city where the past and the future coexist in the most fascinating way. Baku Boulevard is like the Rodeo Drive of the Caspian Sea, but with way more fountains and way fewer paparazzi. It's a place where luxury meets leisure. This waterfront promenade stretches along the coast for miles, and it's packed with parks, gardens, museums, and entertainment venues. It's a perfect blend of nature and urban life. Think of it as Baku's playground for the young and the young at heart. Whether you're a local or a tourist, there's something here for everyone. You can stroll along the promenade, feel the sea breeze in your hair, and soak up the sun. It's a great way to unwind and enjoy the beauty of the Caspian Sea, or hop on a Ferris wheel for panoramic views of the city and the Caspian Sea. The view from the top is simply breathtaking, and if you're feeling adventurous, there are even swan-shaped paddle boats you can rent. It's a fun and unique way to explore the waters. One of my favorite spots on the boulevard is the Carpet Museum. It's not just a museum, it's a piece of art itself. It's shaped like a giant rolled-up carpet, and inside, you'll find thousands of carpets from all over Azerbaijan. Each carpet tells a story of its own. Some of them are so old and intricate, they look like they were woven by fairies. The craftsmanship is truly awe-inspiring. Alright folks, prepare to be amazed because the Heydar Aliyev Center is not your average building. It's like Frank Gehry, the architect, took a bunch of clouds, sculpted them into a building, and then said, "Hold my tea, world, watch this." This place is a masterpiece of modern architecture, all flowing lines, sweeping curves, and futuristic vibes. But the Heydar Aliyev Center is more than just a pretty facade. Inside, it's a cultural hub with art exhibitions, a museum dedicated to the history of Azerbaijan, and a concert hall that hosts world-class performances. The building itself is an exhibit. You can wander through the curves and explore the different levels, and there are even ramps that lead up to the roof. where you can get panoramic views of the city. It's like being inside a work of art, and trust me, you'll want to take a million pictures. Okay everyone, gather round because it's time to talk about the Maiden Tower, a place so mysterious it makes the Bermuda Triangle look like a kiddie pool. This ancient tower has been standing guard over Baku for centuries, and nobody knows for sure what its original purpose was. Some say it was a Zoroastrian temple, others say it was a defensive fortress, and still others say it was a giant astronomical observatory. But the real mystery of the Maiden Tower lies in its name. Legend has it that a princess was imprisoned in the tower by her own father to protect her from a prophecy. She eventually threw herself into the Caspian Sea to escape her fate. You can climb to the top of the tower for breathtaking views of the old city and the Caspian Sea. And inside there's a museum that tells the story of the tower and its many legends. Get ready to have some fun, because Fountain Square is where Baku comes to play. This iconic spot is a must-visit for anyone looking to experience the true essence of the city. This lively square is the heart of the city, and it's always buzzing with activity. Whether it's day or night, there's always something happening here. You'll find street performers, musicians, artists, vendors selling souvenirs, and locals and tourists alike just soaking up the atmosphere. The energy here is simply infectious. The square is named after, you guessed it, its many fountains, which are lit up at night in a rainbow of colors. These illuminated fountains create a magical ambiance that you won't want to miss. It's the perfect place to grab a coffee or a bite to eat, people watch, and just enjoy the vibe. The cafes and restaurants around the square offer a variety of options to satisfy your cravings. And if you're in the mood for some shopping, you're in luck. Fountain Square is a shopper's paradise. Fountain Square is surrounded by streets lined with shops selling everything from designer clothes to traditional Azerbaijani crafts. You can find unique souvenirs to take home. And speaking of food, you have to try some of the local delicacies while you're in Baku. The street food here is simply mouth-watering. I'm talking about savory dishes like plov, dolma, and kutab. These traditional dishes are a true taste of Azerbaijani cuisine. And for dessert, don't even get me started on the baklava. This sweet treat is the perfect way to end your culinary adventure in Baku. Okay, folks, I know I mentioned the Carpet Museum earlier, but it's so cool it deserves its own chapter. This place is a must-see for anyone visiting Baku, even if you think you don't like carpets. Trust me, this is not your grandma's wall-to-wall shag carpeting. The museum itself is shaped like a giant rolled-up carpet, which is pretty awesome. And inside, you'll find a mind-blowing collection of carpets from all over Azerbaijan, dating back centuries. Some of these carpets are so intricate, they make your eyes water. You'll learn about the different weaving techniques, the symbolism behind the patterns, and the history of carpet making in Azerbaijan. And if you're feeling spendy, you can even buy a carpet to take home with you. Get ready to shop till you drop, because Nizami Street is Baku's shopping mecca. This pedestrian-only street is lined with boutiques, department stores, cafes, and restaurants. It's the perfect place to find souvenirs, indulge in some retail therapy, or just soak up the lively atmosphere. You'll find everything from high-end designer brands to local Azerbaijani labels. And if you're looking for something truly unique, be sure to check out the many art galleries and antique shops. After a long day of shopping, grab a coffee or a glass of wine at one of the many cafes and watch the world go by. Next up, we're heading to the Bibi Haybat Mosque, a stunning mosque that sits on the shores of the Caspian Sea. This mosque is one of the most important religious sites in Azerbaijan, and it's a beautiful example of Islamic architecture. The mosque you see today was actually rebuilt in the 1990s, after the original mosque was destroyed during the Soviet era. The mosque is open to visitors of all faiths, but be sure to dress respectfully. Once inside, take some time to admire the intricate details of the mosque's design, including the beautiful stained glass windows, the ornate chandeliers, and the peaceful courtyard. And if you're lucky enough to be there during prayer time, you can witness the mosque come alive with the sound of prayer. It's a truly moving experience, even if you're not religious. Last but not least, we're ending our Baku adventure with a trip to Gobustan National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that's like stepping back in time, way back in time. We're talking thousands of years. This park is home to a collection of ancient rock carvings, some of which date back to the Stone Age. These carvings, known as petroglyphs, depict animals, people, hunting scenes, and even boats. But the park is more than just ancient carvings. It's also home to mud volcanoes, which are exactly what they sound like. Volcanoes that erupt mud. Don't worry, they're not dangerous. In fact, the mud is said to have therapeutic properties. So go ahead, slather some on. It's good for your skin. Go-Bustan National Park is a fascinating glimpse into Azerbaijan's ancient past, and it's a must-see for anyone visiting Baku. Well, there you have it, folks. Those are my top 10 must-visit spots in Baku, Azerbaijan. From ancient history to modern marvels, this city has something for everyone. So what are you waiting for? Book your trip today. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel for more travel adventures. Until next time, keep on exploring.